Hello everyone, welcome along to more FIH Hockey World League action. We had a rest day yesterday, but we're back with the final couple of days of action Saturday and Sunday. And we've got lunchtime and early afternoon games for the next couple of days, which is great to see. Under, I'm trying to say sunshine, it is peeking out a little bit. Hopefully we'll see more of that. But first of two games, and it's a big day for Wales and for Scotland later on, as both can seal their top two places in terms of qualification. They will play out for top spot tomorrow if they both win today. But Wales are in action first against Slovakia, the side who shown a lot of fight, but certainly have been the lowest ranked side on paper, and it certainly showed on the field. And certainly they'll be looking to cause a big upset, but we've seen Scotland win against them by 11 goals to nil, and it's the Welsh turn. And as I say, Wales and Scotland, a point would cement their qualification to round two. And for Slovakia, they're just looking to cause a big upset of the highest order. Lucy Lanigan, Scotland Women's International, alongside myself, Carl Patterson, for coverage over the last couple of days. We'll hear her thoughts shortly, but the sides are lined up and we are ready for the anthems. Wales and Slovakia first up. Decent crowd in here in Glasgow ahead of the first of two games, and let's look at the sides for this one. And for Slovakia, well, they played really well for the first half against Portugal, but faded in the second. That seems to be the story of Slovakia. Tomas Romanic, the captain, is a fiery character and has had a one or two talking tos to the umpire. Marek Petraš, the goalkeeper, likes to be a bit of a sweeper, so you may well see that today. Matis Perajka has been the one that has been the injector for most of the penalty corners. And for Wales, Luke Hawker was the one that turned things around fully for Wales after they went behind against Switzerland. A big result. Gareth Furlong scored his second of the tournament, and he is the threat at penalty corners. Daniel Kyriakides had a great game against Switzerland, also set up that second. David Kettle had a few good saves as well in the goal. So Switzerland have only got one game left, and they've only got 3 points. The maximum they can get is 6. As I mentioned, Scotland and Wales lead 1 point to get themselves through to round 2, and then they can play each other tomorrow if they both win today for first place. There's a little bit of ranking involved for that. Lucy Lanigan, as I say, is alongside Scotland Women's International. She's with us for the Euro Hockey Under 18 Championships at the back end of August, so great to have you back in, Lucy. I know you've not seen the sides in person this week, but you've been following all the action. And I say Wales, second best side potentially in paper, but certainly will be fighting out with Scotland to finish the top spot. Slovakia, a hard working side, but clearly a developing side. What do you think is going to happen here? Do you think it'll be as big a scoreline as maybe the Scotland game?
Yeah, I think it will. I think Wales will look to get as many goals as they can. So they'll just be looking to punish Slovakia every minute of the game here.
That's a good point, because Scotland with the 11 goals, they've got 16, Wales will got 4, so this is Wales' chance to rack up a few goals. Remember, you can join the conversation throughout the day at Scottish Hockey on Twitter. Hashtag is of course HWL 2016. Love to get your thoughts throughout the day. So Wales in the traditional red, back in red today, and Slovakia in blue to get the penultimate day of this World League underway. As I mentioned, there is a really good crowd already. I'm sure a few more will be in, especially Scottish supporters. And there's 1 or 2 big sporting events in Glasgow, in this part of Glasgow today, but I'm sure many will be thinking this is the big one, and Scotland and Wales can put their places through to Dublin in round 2. And here is early on Gareth Furlong, who has been a real threat. A couple of goals in the competition.
Yeah, Slovakia just look like they're sitting off and letting Wales trying to make a mistake there, like what they've done. So half court press.
There's some of the players that will feature throughout, I'm sure. And trying to get some early pressure in is Francis. Romanic trying to recover, but well done by Francis. Thomas Romanic, as I mentioned in the lineups, is an interesting character. Always looks like he's a moment away from a green or a yellow card. Here is Kyriakides. Made a great run down the channel to set up Luke Hawker, who had the captain's band on Thursday, back with Prosser, who has it now.
Great turn from Lewis Prosser there. They seem to Wales seem to have a lot of space in the centre of the pitch. They need to take that as their advantage.
Prosser quickly to Shipley, trying to get the shot away, but it was cut out by Jengo Kovacevic. Wales have it back. Prosser once more. Little flick up, looking for Francis. Not quite. That may well be the story of the game. Wales having plenty of it. A bit like the Scotland match against Slovakia. And there is an opportunity. It fell kindly for Rupert Shipley, who scored in the first match of the week for them, but not quite this time. They look to get on with it quickly. Prosser once more. Benjamin Carlos roving in once more, looking for Francis. Been a threat in the circle already. Francis once more. Thomas Romanic gets himself in the road. Rodri Furlong has support and a turn away by Brignall.
Nice ball in.
Looking for Hawker. Daniel Petrash gets it away only far as Brignall. Ball swept forward. Brignall lively in that middle area. Audrey Furlong had one or two options, decided to go with Shipperley on the run. Brignall turns once or twice, he's done that already in the opening 4 minutes. Thomas Romanich, he is a hard worker, real leader, but he's lost out there. Shipley trying to cut it, and Francis was trying to wheel it in, and it's a right old scramble. I think Marit Petras did enough just to keep it to himself, and they've got the decision of this Slovakian side.
I think Shipley was disappointed with himself there. It was a pretty open cut chance. That could have been one up there, but they've got a lot of pressure, so they'll look to get the next one. That
won't help. It's a bit of a story with Slovakia. It's certainly the biggest side, so-called, in the group. Can't quite seem to play themselves out of their 123, and they put themselves under a lot of pressure again. They had their big chance to try and get a win on the board against Portugal, but just really faded again in the second period. It's a story of their tournament, because even against Scotland it was 3-0 at half time, and then the floodgates did open. Petr Tronishek is below us and had plenty to say, the Czech coach, but coach of the Slovakia side.
Yeah, Slovakia haven't had much of the ball at all, and if what they have had, they've turned the ball over quite a lot. It's been 99% Wales possession here.
Prosser quickly towards Shipperley, trying to turn away now. They've got a hint of a break here, Slovakia, but not a lot of bodies forward. And in the end, Adrian Augustinich was struggling. Shipperley got back to recover.
Nice ball.
Going for Rodri Furlong. Going in space if he can cut it back. Can't quite do so. And that man, Thomas Romanich, is clearing things for the moment. Augustinich was stretching.
Yeah, he seems a bit hesitant on the ball there. He doesn't really have any options. As soon as he slows down, the Wales defenders just step in and win it. That's poor from the Welsh. Don't know if that was miscommunication or just lack of accuracy there.
Wales try and scoop it away, but won back by Vaca. Andre Bita was trying to help out. Back with Daniel Petras. Forward comes Andre Bita. Need to reverse it back for Holasek. And this is the first real forward bit of play the Slovakians have had. It's taken 7 or 8 minutes. Augustinich to try and fire it into the D. More in hope, I think. Now the ball over the top. Rhys Gowman scored on Tuesday. Thomas Romanich back to cover. Gowman finds the support, and a well-worked break for Wales. And Carson makes sure to clap his teammate, and they hit the front.
That was really good from Carson, getting ahead there. Knew the ball was going to be played back post, and just a nice tip in.
Well, it's taken 9 minutes roughly for Wales. Had As Stato Lucy said, 99% of the ball, and they finally hit the front.
Lovely ball back post in on his knees, and good goal.
Now maybe that's one. Will they go and really open things up? As we mentioned this week, Wales 36th in the rankings, but slightly miscued with the GB team, and maybe that's showing now because of a big gap and a lovely turn, and on Dolan Gray makes it 2 very quickly in Slovakia. They might be worried now about the scoreline that could be by the end of the game.
Yeah, I thought that one goal in 9 minutes, and I think Wales are now going to build the momentum up. Great take there.
So there's another look at that. Cut open pretty easy.
One-handed reverse. He'll be pretty happy with that.
So confirmation, Slovakia now Wales 2, 10 minutes played. And now Francis trying to motor on. I say goals could well be the order of the day if there's maybe a draw, or obviously we'll have a shootout as well if there is draws in games, but still there's lots of permutations. Wales would like to rack up the goals to retry as level as possible with Scotland, just in case there's any maybe a surprise result later or anything like that. Cover all bases. Wales want to do that.
Absolutely.
Kelly trying to blast it forward. Trying to find the nick on the way through, but Wales just already in a bit of showboating mood. Rodri Furlong now looking to meander his way down the middle of the field. Here's Carlos. Hawker, that's excellent, away from Romanich, looking to set up a third, and kicked away by Dolan Gray's effort.
Wales will feel that they've got a lot more time in the ball compared to when they play better teams, even in the D, when they've got that extra bit of space to get a shot off, so that they'll be comfortable and should take the chances that they're given here. Ball down the line.
It's well picked up, just a little slip from Francis. Just went his way. Francis trying to find it through the gap. Now it comes Marek Petraš, is very confident in doing that. Maybe it's because he has to save his defenders once or twice, as we've seen this week. Oh, there's 2 balls in the field, which is
never good.
Never ideal, especially for Slovakia. That'd be one's bad enough at the moment. Umpire just making sure. Umpires are Ricardo Fernandes of Portugal, Ian Diamond of Scotland. Shipley decides to go backwards and Gooch across. Now he has the space, Gooch, to try and pick out a pass. Looking for the turn. Kelly. And just died with it a little bit.
Yeah, he had a lot more space than he thought there. He could have just spinned in his reverse, taken the shot immediately when he picked the ball up, or on his forehand. He didn't have to take that extra 2-3 steps to get the shot away, and as a result, it was taken off him.
Riskat, who has been one that's tried to be influential up top but not had many chances, but losing out now. Here's Shipley motoring into the circle looking for the support, and is it going to be hacked in? Not quite by Francis, but they've got a penalty corner in anyway.
It's like a game of tennis in there.
I was going to say pinball, but you know, it was just it was a bit of a mess, but they've got themselves a penalty corner. And actually, we've done quite well because Slovakia Portugal the other night, there was penalty corners every 2 minutes, but it's taken 14 minutes, but it's a chance for Wales to get a third.
Thoughts, Gareth Furlong, if he's on? Is he on?
Yeah, has been on, so, and certainly has been the go-to player, really lively. And both of Gareth Furlong's goals have been from penalty corners. We'll see what they try this time though. Well, it is Furlong. It is a good foot away by Marek Petrash. Turn around by Kelly. But in the end it is that man Romanic once more. Thomas Romanic saving his side. We've built him up there. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Next time.
The way the games have went with Slovakia this week, there could well be a few more come the end of the game. That was slip, but just about recovered by Augustinic. Vakan, Augustinic link up once more. Forward looking for Holosek.
Forget how much of a slippy pitch it is. I was playing on it last week and it was sliding all over the place like an ice rink.
There's been a heck of a lot of water on it this week early as well. It's just been flavour of all different kinds of Scottish weather. Sun is out at the moment. And here comes Liam Brignall. Huge gap for Kelly. Paraika trying to thwart, and they've got another penalty corner. Like the goals, the penalty corners are starting to flood potentially. Gareth Furlong was sent on the chat down in the sidelines, so I'm sure he'll be involved again. Zach Jones is the Welsh head coach down there. So heading across, Rupert Shipperley to inject. He's been the man that's taken most of the injections this week. And here he goes again. And it's away this time. They're getting closer. That's all we can say, but I guess for the likes of coaches, the penalty corner, turnover and ratios, that'll be all things getting ticked down. That's 0 out of 2.
Yeah.
Especially in a day where they might get a few.
As long as he gets it on target, then his next one needs to be on. Nice ball. Loads of space. Look at the space he's got. He should just, yeah.
Yeah, Prosser just dart it on to Gooch.
And again, so much space in that middle pocket.
Audrey Furlong for Shipperley. Oh, and it's almost wriggled its way all the way through. Eventually, one of the Slovakian defenders decided to try and get it away. Paraika trying to help it on, and Kovacevic, but again, it's the story of defending. It's just, let's just get it away somewhere. And now here's Kyriakidis for Wales. Carson just taking the time.
Getting that corner flag in as well.
He's worked his way around quite well. And behind he goes from Matis Paraika. Look at the space, huge space which Brignall has spotted. Gooch to fire it across the circle, and is it going to be slipped in this time? Brignall again trying to play it across, but somehow again Slovakia survive, but it is virtually the last ditch stuff. Carson was looking for his second. for hooker by Cook, Slovakia trying to weather the storm. As mentioned, the lowest ranked side here, the 50th in the world rankings. Is it going to fall kindly for Shipley's on a Usain Bolt sprint race to chase it, and he runs out of room. That's intercepted well by Carson.
Good drop pass.
Brignall, Carson trying to link it back up. A few Wales supporters around. There is the bench. Slovakia having to go the long way around, and he gets the decision from the umpire off the foot of the Welsh player in Liam Brignall. Oh, it's intercepted by Carson, but just is going to fall for Marek Petraš to Thomas Romanec.
Good strength on the ball there.
Crample dispossessed.
Shipley. And again, great strength.
Shipley's going to try and go at himself.
Yep.
And he makes it number 3 for Wales. And Thomas Romanec is having a good chat now with the umpire. He likes to do that, but it is given and Wales comfortable.
Not sure what his argument would be to that. It was pure strength and skill from Shipley there, and a great finish.
Well, it's 3 now for Wales. It's 3 at half time for Scotland against this opposition when they played on Wednesday. And let's have another look at the goal, see.
Really composed, good strength coming through, and then pretty easy finish. Goalie didn't do much about it.
So Shipley, who has been lively but not quite gotten the scoring sheet yet until now, off and running for Wales this week, and Wales are very comfortable. And the question will be, how many will they get? You suspect now. Here's Hawker. Try to run it in well for Dolan Gray.
Stands there anyway.
Prosser, and it looked like there was a good deal of contact, and Matti Haruska penalised, and Prosser looks to get on with it. Dolan Gray there too. Mugridge also, but can't do anything with that. It's went Slovakia's way. Augustin, she's looking for the little thready ball through for Holasek.
It's a bit of attack and play for Slovakia first part of the half. Proper part. See if they can get it in, make something of it.
Wide by Parajka. And the fireball doesn't find anyone. Not really near Daniel Petraš, who was waiting in the centre of the day, and comes to nothing. And here come Wales once more. Huge space for Gooch, and he's going to set up another one, and Benjamin Francis is there waiting, and that was a clinical counter.
Yeah, Slovakia look gubbed, I'm being honest. The defenders look pretty defeated physically. Just now, that was a good take from Wales. It was about a 3v1. Slovakia can't do anything about that.
So Wales now starting to rack up goals and looking good for them already in this stage of the match, that they might go and score, who knows, even more than Scotland. Looking to try and at least match Scotland as much as they can ahead of the head-to-head tomorrow. If Scotland of course win against Portugal, who got their win against Slovakia.
Oh, so the Welshers swapping their goalies. That's what that loud whistle was for.
Yeah, James Fortnum is going to make appearance. David Kettle has been one in all week, and Fortnum now comes on, and I guess it's a pretty comfortable thing to do even at this stage of the contest.
It's the perfect opportunity to do it. Slovakia don't look threatening at all, so yeah, that'd be good for him to get in. Ball down the line. And just putting it back out.
Wales had the advantage, and now comes Gooch. And now is the gap for Hawker. Comes forward, Hawker. Goes for the high option. Still with the side in red. Rodri Furlong. Gooch with support from Dolan Gray. Is it going to be kept in? It is. Away by Mikael Romanich, only temporarily for Dolan Gray to try again, but that goes out. Well, there is the rest now that David Kettle's going to get. James Fortnum is in, the 26-year-old. Olisic manages to get that one away from Rodri Furlong. Furlong clattering on the stick. They were getting advantage played, none taken, so they'll get the free hit, and Augustin decides to go backwards. Romanich, it's intercepted. Gooch across, and here comes James Carson.
Yay.
Goal for Wales, and they're got a high five already, and not even at half time.
Good take there from James Carson. Lovely reverse shot into the goal. 5-0 up, 8.5 minutes to go.
Carson with his second of the day. Well, maybe one or two Wales players are looking at the likes of Alan Forsyth, has got 5 at the top of the standings. The Scottish player who we'll see later on, Kenny Rain with 3. So some of these Wales players are looking to try and get a few themselves, see if they can take a little bit of a individual award, I guess. A little bit individual pride to try and get top goal scorer of this week-long competition. And here is Carson. Yeah, went through the legs and he pulled back.
Annoying.
Here's the 5th goal.
Well taken, really composed.
And the rare times Marek Petraš, I think, was a little bit indecisive. He didn't know whether to come out or not. Usually, especially against Portugal, he kept on his line at certain points that worked out well, came out at others and it really worked well. This time he was in the middle and it didn't work out, and now here comes Shipley for Wales. As I mentioned, there are plenty, or certainly one or two big sporting events in Glasgow today, but this is the place where you get loads of goals, and we've already seen 5 in this first half. And Scotland-Portugal, although Scotland will be heavy favourites and should do the job against Portugal, I think they've won a few hearts this week, which will be a really interesting one. Remember, you can get in touch with your views and join in our coverage at Scottish Hockey on Twitter. Hashtag, of course, is HWL 2016. You can read out your thoughts at half time and at full time. Wales looking to get another before half time. Shipperley trying to control it, and in the end couldn't quite do so in the height to bring it down and get the shot away.
I think he was looking for a corner there, Shipperley. Umpire was given nothing.
Gowman trying to flick it past and does, tries to. I think he was going for it himself, and maybe the pass was a better option because waiting in centre of the D was Carson, but you can see why he was trying to get in the act. Looking for his second of the tournament score against Portugal on Tuesday. Gooch and now Carson. Gowman. Carson was waiting there, looking for his third. Rodri Furlong. Prosser comes to help. Romanich in the road. Kips away from Brignall once, twice. Bounce up off Prosser's arm and they'll get away with that one for now. 4 minutes just over to go in this first period.
He's got it, he's picked it up.
Matej Krampel. Indecisive. Not even covered the fact yet that with this scoreline Wales have qualified the way it's going for Dublin, because 1 point would guarantee them. Switzerland have got the 3 points, only 1 game left, so they would be motoring on to 9 points, Wales. So that's something at least they pretty much now know, unless a huge calamity in the second period, that they have qualified for round 2 of the World League. Which is quite good that the game at Scotland will have at least some of the pressure off.
Yeah.
They'll be playing for top spot if Scotland win. And now there is a penalty corner at this end for Slovakia.
And the captain, Lewis Prosser's just going over to speak to the umpire. With his questioning.
Certainly having a good discussion on both umpires, Ian Diamond and Ricardo Fernandez.
It's given regardless, by the looks of things.
It's a chance here for Slovakia to get 1 on the board. Petar Tronišek in deep conversation down there with Zendo Kovacevic, but it is Matthias Paraika who has been the main man for injecting in these penalty corners. Will this be maybe a Thomas Romanich belter? That is Paraika. Well, that's not in the plan.
Missed trap. Nice counter attack for Wales.
Daniel Petrash with that, and well, that's well cut out, well worked back by Marek Baksit. But here is Rodri Furlong. Prosser. Shipley for Gareth Furlong. Another real Welsh interception, Hutchison this time. Gareth Furlong goes back to Gooch, and it's just all so easy, just taking the time. 2 minutes to go, they'll be looking forward to their half-time breather. Not had to really push too hard. Prosser once more in the way. Mikko Romanich goes for the searching one, which Andre Bita was struggling with. Send a reminder that Scotland in action against Portugal at 2:15 here. So if you're local, why not get yourself down? And if you can't make it here, then we've got live coverage of that. So the goals and the great action will continue. And then it's the final day tomorrow. What has been a great week of hockey so far, and Wales have had a great first half and get it back again. Will they get the sixth in the final 30 seconds, or will they just be content to keep hold of it? Here's Gareth Furlong. Carson, who scored 2. Cut out by Thomas Romanich, only as far as Owen Dolan Gray. Saved by the feet, Marek Petrash. Certainly has had a good tournament, Petrash. I know he's shipped a few goals, but certainly had some great saves and good use of the feet. And Romanich tries to get it away, but that will do for the first period and a comfortable first half. James Carson got things going in the 9th minute. Owen Dolan Gray followed up in the 10th, and then Rupert Shipperley in the 21st minute made it 3 before Carson getting in the act. Just before that was Benjamin Francis. So very comfortable, Lucy, and Wales. I guess second half is trying to, as I mentioned, just for all the permutations, keep in touch with Scotland, because obviously now they know that they're going to be going through. Now it's a case of racking up the goals the second period.
Yeah, far too comfortable. Definitely the second half they'll go out and look to get the same goals, if not more, and equalise or get more goals in Scotland, as I said at the start of the game. So yeah, they're all over them. Slovakia cannot keep up with the pace, the tempo, the fitness, the skills. Haven't had much to do. I don't think the keeper's made a save. The Welsh keeper's made a save.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them that have been in. So yeah, Wales will be pretty happy with their performance so far.
Scotland scored 11 against Slovakia. Wales have 5 at half time. We'll see what happens in the second half. We'll be back shortly with the half time score. Slovakia 0, Wales 5. Welcome back then to the National Hockey Centre in Glasgow, and Wales are very comfortable and the hooter goes, but the umpire's having a good little chat down here, just making sure everything's right. I think the communications might be slightly haywire. There is the mascot. They had a bit of half-time entertainment. I think there's communication issues. I think they're trying to sort out the technology and the microphones and all that in gubbins. Slovakia were nearly actually off when they heard the hooter, but the umpires weren't quite ready. The umpires are Ricardo Fernandes of Portugal, Ian Diamond of Scotland. Remember, you can tweet us at Scottish Hockey, hashtag is HWL 2016. If you've got any thoughts on what you've seen, maybe for the Scotland game later, for this one, we're with you all through the afternoon. Of course, the second game is at 2:15, Portugal-Scotland, but it is Slovakia 0, Wales 5. And the communications look sorted out, which is good. 2 goals from James Carson, Rupert Shipperley getting in the act, Owen Donlan-Gray and Benjamin Francis. So far, will they get more than the 11 of Scotland did earlier this week? Or will there be some sort of resolve from Slovakia? But we have seen and have said already that Slovakia, let's say, with the sort of emerging nation that they are in hockey, that they are sort of a 40-45 minute side and then seem to heavily tire.
Yeah, they looked exhausted within the first 10 minutes, never mind 45 minutes. I really think they'll struggle this half, not that they didn't the first half, but you know, it's up to Wales now to recognise that and counter-attack on the poor levels of fitness and skill. Obviously
the sides had a break yesterday. Scotland had 2 days break, and the way the schedule worked out, and a later game today. It's worked out well for the home side, but it surprised you a little bit. Slovakia were struggling as much, especially in the first half, but just purely on how well Wales played and kept the ball.
I think Wales have been playing, I think you can tell, it sounds silly, but I think you can just tell that Wales are a hockey side. Slovakia just don't look fit at all. And the fact that Scotland, they were nearly a chance there again for Wales, but the fact that Scotland had beaten them 11-0, you just automatically assume that they're not going to do much damage to Wales.
We'll see what kind of resolve they can do in the second half anyway. But it is with Wales. Carlos couldn't keep that one in. Thomas Romanich, for his standards, I think he's been fairly reserved. He's certainly, if you were to pick out a player for Slovakia this week, he certainly has been the one that has tried 150% to lead his side to something of substance. But it has been a difficult battle. Romanich trying to run through the middle this time, but that was cut out easily by Gooch. Which goes high and acrobatic from Kovacevic.
Wow. That was unusual.
New one to the manual.
Something different.
It might have actually nearly planted in Marek Bax's face if he left it, actually, Kovacevic. We'll call that showboat of the week. We'll give them something.
To be fair to him, he did start the ball.
Patient from Wales, Gooch at the line, and Gareth Furlong to Carlos. Gap opening up for Carlos. Carson trying to He's sticking there for his hat-trick.
I think he could have actually taken another 2 steps in the D and he would have been in for a shot rather than a cross outside there.
Oh, it's been stolen by Gauman. Out comes Petrash in goal. Mugridge trying to gobble it up, but Slovakia get it away, and Captain Romanich again. Baxa keeps it in. Carlos, his opposite number, trying to defend with him. Did enough to put him off. Cut up by Daniel Petrash. Now Thomas Romanich. It's excellent work, and it's been put in, and they had a bit of composure and finished off by Zdenko Kovacevic, and 12-5-1. They've got a bit of glory.
Good take, and they also seem very happy about that, rightly so. It's actually a nice bit of attacking play there, so well done Slovakia.
Well, it's not something they've done an awful lot this week. It's create too many chances. Kovacevic with that, and well, they couldn't score against Scotland, and they have done so here. Shipperley then on it. This
goal.
time Mari Petrash went all the way out.
It was a bit of an injury. Is he fine? He's fine.
Robert Mugridge was the one with the open goal. Here's another look at the go back for Slovakia.
Nice cross and nice touch.
Yeah, Mate Hariska, who scored the first goal against Portugal on Thursday, setting it up, and deft little touch and finished really well, and fair play to Slovakia. Well, Wales now know they would need 12 to match the goal difference tally. 12 in total, that is, if it was to stay with just the one goal for Slovakia. Just slightly disjointed a little bit, Wales, not quite got off to the same fluency as they did in the first period. Guess it's always a danger.
Yeah, I think they just need to go back to basics and realise that they have the upper hand here.
As I say, will there be the fitness cliff from Slovakia, which we have seen this week? Certainly hanging in at the moment. But that's fine, and Prosser won it back well. Here's Francis going to pick up for Brignall. Francis looking behind him with his 4 eyes almost, trying to keep that in. And
no.
Somehow that hasn't went in. He can't believe it, can Gauman?
Again, I think that was an open goal. Clear cut chance anyway. Just went wide of the left post.
24-year-old Gauman couldn't convert. One of the clutch of these players that were here in 2014 at the Commonwealth Games that faced Scotland. And they'll be facing Scotland again tomorrow. Here's Prosser.
Ooh,
Stick goes flying. Umpires also deemed that as just a accident. You didn't seem quite so convinced it was an accident.
I don't think it was an accident, but everyone has different perceptions, don't they?
Augustinic.
Oh wow, this attacking coach seems a bit loud,
Yeah.
to say the least.
absolutely Petr Tronešek, the Czech man, but the coach of Slovakia. Of course, most of the players are come from a couple of clubs in Slovakia, 2 or 3 flew the nest and went across the Czech Republic. And here's Francis for Wales. Krajka tried to hack it away. Now Shipperley. Sport out wide. So coming together with keeper and looked like Carson, but umpire says no, but he's having a little chat as the umpire. Actually looks like at the other end that the Slovakians have changed their keeper, Jan Skala, now on with the 24.
Umpire says play on. I think that's harsh. Loose prodded, got shoved off the ball there. I don't think he's not very happy. Rightly so about that.
Yeah, I can confirm that Jan Skala has appeared now for Slovakia, so both keepers have been changed during the course of the game. It was all Wales in the first half. It still pretty much is, but not quite the same fluency. Can't quite get into the rhythm. That was half cut out, but now waiting for it was Gooch and Prosser.
And a corner.
And it's a penalty corner. It bounced around everywhere in there. That was the Wales keeper David Kettle went on the first half.
I think that they might actually be tactically also doing that as well, maybe to give him a rest for tomorrow's big game, especially if he's played quite a lot this week. He has to reserve his energy.
Yeah, I think
For
purely
the action tomorrow that the Scotland forwards will be giving him.
I think purely Jan Skala has appeared for Slovakia just for a bit of a change up and for experience, and now here comes Shipper with the injection, and Gareth Furlong, and keeper involved of course. Skala is one of 3 keepers in the Slovakia squad. Jakub Bogar is the other. I don't know if we'll maybe see him as well just for the sake of it over the day or tomorrow. Kyriakidis forward with the big gap here for Shipperley. Barty off backs his body. So Shipperley looking for Gooch from the free hit. Gooch and Shipperley down that channel. Baxter tried to put him off. Rodri Furlong. Massive space into the D. Look at the bodies waiting, and Shipperley making the dive. 2 or 3 times like that where it looked like there was huge spaces to score. Gooch trying to play it across deftly. Shipperley in there. Sounding like a few sticks clattering about, but still with Wales. Kelly, and again Shipperley turns. Can he get the shot away? He can't. Mikhail Romanich making sure.
To be fair, that's good defence from Slovakia. Wales have had about 2 or 3 opportunities now in the second half that have not quite executed, so it must be the pressure of the Slovakian defence and tightening up the large spaces that they gave them in the first half.
Gooch fires it. Now in the turn.
Well
Yes, that's it this time. Benjamin Francis.
Well played.
He's happy with that, and he gets his second.
Here's the Scotland team arriving.
And they may well be hearing the cheers of the Welsh players as the Scottish players play Portugal next up. And Wales certainly matching them points for points, need a few more goals to match them for goal difference, but Scotland know they need 1 point to qualify. Wales are going to be qualifying through to round 2 of this World League, and certainly doing so in a bit of style, not quite so much style in the second half, but they've finally got one. Maybe that will be like the first half, the break of the seal.
The momentum might start to come back after this one.
Now Hutchinson. Pirouette time. Another shot time, hacked around, a penalty corner. I think it was Rodri Furlong that was initial effort to try and get it in, but let's have a little look at this. Wales making it 6.
Good acceleration there from Benjamin Francis. Just turn the player and then a flick into the goal. And that's when Slovakia just can't keep up. It's that extra bit of pace, that extra step that they struggle with.
Change up this time. It's Kyriakidis to inject. And scrambling around. Did it go in? It has now. And the initial effort from Carson. And followed up. And was it Kyriakidis that was waiting, sneaking around? He's smiling. And that is number 7. Maybe that is the floodgates open to the second half.
Yeah, good rebound, good follow up there. Yeah, he seems pretty chuffed with himself. 7-1.
Yeah, Kyriakidis confirmed. He's seen a goal like that earlier in the week. Trying to remember who it was. It was Portugal game, I think, the first game of the day 1, where there was a similar scenario where there was a sneak in behind, and it was similar movement, just waiting patiently. It was Kyriakidis. It's all a bit messy and scramble. We're coming together in the middle of the park, holding his head as Andre beats her, but Wales carry on. Rodri Furlong tried to find Gowman. Here's another look at this penalty corner.
Good save initially. And then nice follow up from, he was obviously in the injector position, then just came into the back post.
So then, 7-1, 17 and a half minutes or so just left in this one. Wales now back in flow with 2 quick goals. Augustinich firing it forward and out towards the car park.
My car's there, it better not get hit.
It's a rookie error. Rookie error.
I never put it behind the goal these days. I've learned not to do that.
Kyriakidis, who did score here in the Commonwealth Games 2014. It was against Australia. Unfortunately, it was a 7-1 defeat. Now down the channel comes Gareth Furlong. Control from Francis. wide of the target. But it did take a Slovakian nick. Fire up, Mugridge now in the circle. Look at all that defending. Francis tried to work its way through, and Scala didn't help it. So I thought he got the touch to the keeper, but it went out on its own accord. Praika struggling. Gauman can't pick up though for Wales. Thomas Romanic trying to keep it alive for Slovakia, but now Francis with the gap. Francis with the pass. Gauman with the try. Rodri Furlong on to Gareth. Now in towards Mugridge. Come back for Rodri and Gareth Furlong to combine. Here is Rodri, slightly loose touch, but
good strength. Absolutely
battling to try and keep it in possession. In vain. Here's Benjamin Carlos. Not quite the pass from Francis. Roger Furlong's a little bit knackered, needs a wee breather. Ran around a lot today. Good link player.
Yeah, he's done well. Tom Carson's done well. Tom. James Carson's done well. Sheffield's been pretty handy up front.
Well, that run down the channel not quite for Mattia Krampel. Kyriakidis, huge ball down the line for Prosser. Battered away by Heriska. Not quite the control from Shipperley. Daniel Petras trying to motor, and now a bit of a space here for Mattia Krampel, waiting in the, I think it's beater, but some recovery coming in from Gareth Furlong. And in the end, a bit of work to do for James Fortnum.
Yeah, he's had more to do. He's had in the second half than any other play in the game. Obviously they scored one, so it seems to be a bit of battle going on. But yeah, Wales just need to switch on here and not concede another one.
Well, that'll help Wales for the moment. Just to reshape. And fair play, maybe Wales not quite 100% full pelt, but Slovakia have actually hung in here. Kind of thought when they got the two quick goals they might wilt. Augustinic, that came off the chest, it looked like, of Carson. Felt sore from here. Praika for Augustinic. Kyriakidis trying to thread it away, Carson, and Wales have it and look to motor down the counter. There's only one blue jersey back, and Mikael Romanic. Here comes the sweeper keeper roll.
Corner.
But it's a pelty corner, not happy with the umpire, and it was very abrasive.
Yeah, it was. I think the umpire thinks that was a deliberate clear off the line, coming a bit too aggressive, and then just clearing that ball off the line. So yeah, good decision. Good decision from that guy there.
Plenty of sweeper keeper movement from Marek Petras, but Jan Skala clearly in that mould as well. And maybe, as you mentioned, just with Slovakia committing number is maybe not a bad one to concede just to get players back. But obviously, if they can defend, then it may well be a good penalty corner to concede. But penalty conversion rate's not been amazing so far. Actually kept the penalty corners down. Shipley to inject it, and
yeah, good goal.
Through and in, and they have been made to pay. Robert Mugridge clapping the hands of all his teammates, but Wales convert another, and well, still just under 11 minutes to go. That's 8 now. We'll see if they can get any more.
4 more.
They need 4 more to level up on goal difference with the concede of the Slovakia goal, of course, early in the second half.
4 in 10 minutes is doable. It's a challenge, but it's doable.
Mugridge with his part in that penalty corner routine, but it's that man again who has been very lively at the penalty corners. Gareth Furlong now scoring, and his 3rd goal of the tournament, all 3 of them coming from penalty corner situations, so he's a deadly weapon from there. Prosa this time, trying to work the way forward. I don't know if they know they're really too worried about the goal difference thing, but I guess you need to keep your bases covered.
Good turn.
We now know, of course, that they only need 1 point to get through, so they had that done and dusted quite early on in this first period. Thomas Romanic talks about his style of play and his captaincy. Romanic, aggressive and
very aggressive,
very much there for the fight. Really got the Slovakian crest on his heart there, pretty much. He was very cool walking in earlier to the complex. He had his headphones on, loud volume, but he's back to try and defend as Shipley miscues that.
Yeah, he fluffed that shot. He had loads of time, just rushed it.
Here's another look. Oh, yeah, this penalty corner. So in the end, despite maybe Slovakia looking to take one for the team with the penalty corner, they were punished.
Yeah. Feel it like great finish.
Kelly, look at the huge gap here for Francis, and that's unfortunate for him. He slipped. Kovacevic, the man who scored for Slovakia. In the 2014-15 Hockey League, Slovakia did get a win in their group that time around against Lithuania. A big win it was as well, 5-1, but their big chance was Portugal in this group, didn't take it. And now Shipley for Wales, and there's another penalty corner. So maybe it'll be another routine which will try and set up Gareth Furlong for another. He has been really the recipient of the vast majority of the injections. Surely they might mix up a bit more against Scotland, because like Slovakia haven't been too wise to it, but Scotland may well be if they keep going down the same sort of route.
Yeah, they'll need to think of a few more options. Scotland will just read it.
Might try something else. They do try something else.
Nice finish.
And it's blasted in by Benjamin Francis, and that's his 3rd hat-trick time. It was a different team, no Gareth Furlong there, Benjamin Carlos with the initial effort, but finished off for a hat-trick by Benjamin Francis. Here's a little look at this.
Yeah, good save initially, but then again it's just on that second phase, on the rebound phase, the goalkeeper is out of the game, completely out of the game.
And that was
again,
pretty convincing. Knew what Prosser was doing there. And the chance for another goal. Now start to racking them up, but maybe they want to get the urgency in. They've scored 9. Obviously with Slovakia scoring, if they want to keep on tabs with the goal difference, I would say they need 12. And well, time running out, they'll try and get another one here. Gareth Furlong back in position if need be. Is Gareth Furlong.
Nice. That was a good run from the number 1 runner to block that shot. I think they're slowly realising that that's Wales' only option, not only option, but favourite option.
Carlos. Again, just a roving run routine. Just a bruising amount of blue jerseys back. I think the arm there of Rodri Furlong. Thomas Fark has left the field, and he is absolutely knackered. Literally cannot walk up into his seat below us. Here's Rodri Furlong for Wales, looking for another one, trying to find Prosser. Prosser turns away, and Owen Dolan Gray couldn't get his second of the game. And there is Thomas Vaca down there with his head down and the yellow bottle just absolutely shattered. And to give Slovakia a lot of credit here, Lucy, they've actually hung on pretty well. Maybe the last 10 minutes or so they've just started well. Here comes Gauman, who's got it back, does the pass routine, and it has worked out. And there is another one. Just as I say, the last 10 minutes they have just started to fall off the cliff, have Slovakia. Wales have number 10, looking for maybe another couple to get back on the same goal scoring terms as Scotland, but Benjamin Francis taking another one.
2 goals to go, 3 minutes.
Signal to Rodri Furlong. Slovakia not really getting much defending on the go. Now really struggling, and here's Rodri Furlong. Francis!
Good save.
Off the foot of the keeper, Scala. Brignall turned a few times. Carlos to his right decides to go backwards. Kyriakides. If Scotland win, of course, against Portugal, goal difference may not really be that, well, won't be the factor because they'll need to get it done either by winning with Wales to finish top or in the shootout if it was a draw, which will happen if there is any draws this week, which we haven't seen any yet, so not tempting fate or anything. Definitely won't be in this game. Carson trying to wriggle it through. Here comes Gareth Furlong. And wide it goes, and Benjamin Francis trying to score them all. There's the Scotland lads there, just behind us actually, just along from us. A lot of the Scotland lads, Kenny Bain and a few others along to our right, and they're getting ready to get the warm-ups underway. Their match in just under an hour's time, so they're watching on the last few minutes, taking in this Welsh performance against Slovakia. Here's Brignall into the final 60 seconds here. That dribbles out, and that may well with that. And as I was making the point just before Wales got another one, instead of being maybe 40 minutes, it has probably been the last 10 is where Slovakia have just tailed off, but they have, despite the scoreline, actually put up a pretty good fight, especially early in the second half when Wales are kind of snuffed out a little bit.
Yeah, good credit, giving good credit to them. They've tried their best. It's just in this situation that Wales have come out the stronger team. So they've got a goal. They seem pretty happy about their goal. So they've just got to take experience in this competition and build their team, build their country coming into the next tournament.
Yeah, obviously 14th place between them in the world ranking, but Wales have said themselves they think they're in the mid-20s, obviously with less points being accrued with the GB setup. But Wales have won. It is by the 10 goals to 1. Slovakia did get themselves on the board, but plenty of goals. Benjamin Francis with a number of a hatful of them in this game, and he really was the star player and really has got himself now with 4 and 1 behind Alan Forsyth in the goal scoring ranks. Daniel Kyriakidis and Gareth Furlong with a couple in this second period. Also goals in the first half for Rupert Shipperley, James Carson as well in there, and Owen Gray as well. So loads of goals, and obviously credit to Slovakia in the 40th minute through Zdenko Kovacevic, who got a really well worked goal, but in the end the class told. Yeah,
it's going to be a bit of a goal scoring game, especially for Wales. They'll be happy about their performance, and then they just need to build that confidence into tomorrow's game against Scotland, which will be the crunch game.
And obviously the thing for Wales is that it's pretty much secured after about 30 minutes or so that Wales are now through to round 2.
Yeah, so that'll be another competition with probably greater teams, greater standards, so that's something they'll have to prepare better for going into that tournament in Dublin.
So there is confirmation of the scoreline here. Remember, if you've got any thoughts on this game, or you have enjoyed the action or got any support for Scotland ahead, then do get in touch with us at Scottish Hockey is the Twitter platform, using the hashtag HWL2016. I'm sure there'll be a few delighted Welsh supporters here and watching our live coverage. Scotland in action at 2:15 against Portugal. Of course, in Portugal, as we mentioned, they have been a real delight to watch, and we'll get to see more of Mario Almeida, the really frenetic Portuguese head coach. That one in about 50 minutes time. And now Scotland, who have just been watching behind us, the tail end, they arrived recently, they now know that they can get their point, get the win against Portugal as expected, and it's just an exciting one. They know that the pressure is off in some respects, that both these sides, if obviously they think Scotland will go and win, the pressure will be off, and the big game tomorrow will be about just that little bit of ranking and finishing first and second.
Yeah, and just go and enjoy the game as well tomorrow. But yeah, just get this game over this afternoon, and then tomorrow they can enjoy it.
Okay then, so we'll take a pause from here for now. We'll be back in around about 40 minutes time or so ahead of the action at 2:15 with Scotland, the home side, after a couple of days break, and they've got the later match here, but they'll be in action against Portugal, and it'll be their last game of the tournament, so hopefully Portugal will be looking to play well, but Scotland look at to pick up another 3 points, at least need 1 to qualify for the next round in Dublin. But the final score here in the first game of the day, Slovakia 1, Wales 10, with Portugal and Scotland up shortly.